Hi everybody and welcome to my kitchen. It's me, Manny from Manny's Made at Home. And in my channel I like to share with you simple or sometimes over the top but totally delicious recipes. If that sounds like your thing, make sure that you subscribe. It is January and the new year and I'm desperately trying to undo the damage that I've done to my waistline over the Christmas break. If you're like me, don't worry, I got you. I'm excited to be doing my first local collab with the lads and ladies at the Irish Strength Institute. At the ISI, the guys focus on personal training specifically tailored to suit your needs and to help you achieve your goals. I don't know if you can tell, but I've been going to them for the past few months. Their facilities are excellent and you will get expert coaching, nutritional and health advice, or you could go for flotation therapy, which is the ultimate way to relax mind and body. But let me hand you over to the lads and they can talk to you about what they do.
Hey guys, my name is Owen Lacey. I'm the director of the Irish Strength Institute out here in Malahide. And what we do is we help people get in the best shape possible, both through training, lifestyle and nutrition. And this is our head coach here, Adam Ward.
We specialise, as Owen said, in a lot of the personal training, but predominantly nutrition, functional medicine, ultimately trying to get people organically healthy. I'm just going to give a little digestion tip, 5, 10, 15. So 5 belly breaths to help calm down our nervous system, get more in a rest and digest parasympathetic state. 10 seconds to put down the knife and fork while you chew your foods, and 15 minutes minimum meal, or try and be the last person to finish your meal at a table. In conjunction to this video as well, if anybody is interested in knowing a little bit more about what we do and would like a 10 to 15 minute consultation over the phone or in person, send on your email address and I'll have one of our coaches reach out to you.
Or you can follow us on @ISI Health on Instagram.
The recipes that I'm going to be cooking today are PT approved straight from the cookbook of the guys at the ISI. I'm going to be showing you how to do a breakfast recipe, a lunch recipe and a dinner recipe. You're absolutely going to love them. Of course, I'm going to be sharing with you the full macros of these recipes. With that, let's get to cooking.
For breakfast, we're going to have some poached eggs with mushrooms and tomatoes. I'm going to start by cutting up the tomatoes. Just want to cut them in half and I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of salt and some pepper. And we're going to do pretty much the same thing with the mushrooms. I just want to cut them in half and I'm going to put them into a separate baking dish. And here I'm going to salt them a little bit, going with some pepper. And here you can get a little bit creative with what spices you want to put into your mushrooms. I'm going to do some garlic powder and parsley. I'm going to give this a toss. And both my mushrooms and tomatoes are going to go into the oven, which has been preheated to 200 degrees for about 20 minutes. While my mushroom and tomatoes are finishing off in the oven, I'm going to start preparing everything for my poached eggs. So I have some water here in a shallow pan coming to a kind of rolling simmer. And I'm going to crack my eggs into individual ramekins because this will give me more control when putting them into the water. And I'm going to add a bit of white vinegar into my water. This will help to keep the eggs together once I put them in. So I'm going to make a little bit of a whirlpool and then throw my eggs into the middle. And for a nice poached egg with a runny yolk, you want to cook it for about 3 minutes only. This is the same technique that we use when we were poaching our eggs for our eggs Benedict. So if you're having a cheap meal or you want an indulgent breakfast, be sure you check out that video. I will link it up here. I'm gonna take it out and put it into a plate with some kitchen roll to soak up any excess water. And that's it. Now we just get our tomatoes and mushrooms and we can put everything together. Just gonna get my mushrooms and the tomato. And finally the poached egg. And I'm gonna put a little bit of paprika on top of my poached eggs. And that's it. A simple little breakfast, poached eggs with grilled tomatoes and mushrooms. All right, I'm gonna give it a quick taste. And that's exactly what you want with your poached egg. That's delicious. Such a simple, quick breakfast, and it's super healthy as well. Winner, winner. For lunch, we're going to have some lettuce, prawn tacos.
My pan is being heated up on a medium-high heat, so I'm going to put in some coconut oil, about a teaspoon. All right, and I'm going to go in with my red onion and stir fry that for a few seconds. Then I'm going to go in with my garlic and my ginger. And I'm also going to add in some chili flakes now for heat. I'm going to go in with a little bit of salt and freshly ground pepper. And let it cook until the onion is soft. And now I'm going to go in with my prawns. A little pinch of salt on the prawns. And I'm gonna let it cook without disturbing them for a couple of seconds. All right, now that it's ready, for the very last thing, I'm gonna add half of my coriander and spring onion. All right, and we're pretty much ready to assemble. Okay, I'm gonna get my gem lettuce, which is washed, and just cut the ends off. And I'm gonna spoon in some of my prawn mixture. I'm gonna add in some cherry tomatoes to each, a bit of extra onion and coriander for garnish, and I'm also gonna slice up an avocado. And then for the final thing, some lime juice. And that's it, some delicious prawn tacos. All right, let me give one of them a try. That is so gorgeous. It is absolutely delicious. So flavorful, so fresh, but maybe easy on the cheetah flakes.
For dinner, we'll be having some pepper steak with a balsamic reduction.
All right, firstly, I'm gonna steam some vegetables. So I've got my rice cooker here. I'm gonna go in with some water. I put on my steamer attachment. I'm gonna go in with some carrots, cauliflower, and some broccoli. Close them up and let them steam for 25 minutes. I'm gonna make a balsamic reduction to go over our steak. It's gonna be delicious. So for this, all I need is some balsamic vinegar and put it into a pan. And I'm gonna let that boil away on a medium heat until it reduces and it becomes thick. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes and this is done. Let me show you the consistency. You can see it's nice and syrupy. That is perfect. It cooks away a bit of the kind of acidity from the vinegar as well. I'm gonna pour this into a cup and set it to the side. Next, I'm gonna melt down some butter in my pan and then go in with the onions. And I want to brown them. Okay, my onions are beautifully brown now and I can smell the sweetness come out of them. So I'm gonna put them to the side and get working on my steak. So I'm gonna get some coconut oil and rub it all over the steak. I will put it on my hand because with the heat of my hand, it will melt. I also had my steak sitting on my counter. When you're frying steak, you want it to be room temperature. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab my garlic and my ginger and also rub it all over the steak. All right, I'm finally gonna go in with some salt and pepper. Since it's pepper steak, you wanna go heavy on the freshly ground pepper. Cook the steak however you like it. I like it medium to medium rare, so I'll leave it cooking for about 3 minutes on each side. And just leave it be, do not touch it. Plus beauty. Okay, it's time. I'm gonna take off my steak and let it rest. In the meantime, I get everything ready and we can plate up. I'm just gonna put some butter on top of my steamed veggies, you know, for a bit of extra flavor. And I'm just gonna season them with some salt and pepper. All right, so I'm gonna plate up. Let me start with my veggies. And then I'm gonna go in with my steak. Next, I'm gonna top them with some of my onions. And finally, a drizzle of our balsamic syrup. And there it is, our balsamic pepper steak with steamed veg. Okay, this looks and smells amazing. That steak is calling my name, so let me dig right in. Beautifully cooked. Take some onions and syrup. It is delicious. Oh my God, the steak is so flavorful. I love that rub. There's so much sweetness from the onions and the balsamic vinegar gives it a nice contrast as well. It is so tasty and it came together so quickly. And to top it all off, it's PT approved. I hope you enjoyed my healthy recipes. As you can see, they're all absolutely delicious and they came together in no time. Make sure you share, like and subscribe and leave me a comment down below what you thought of the recipes. The macros will also be listed in the description. If you're from the area, be sure that you check out the guys at the ISI. They're fantastic at what they do. With that, I'll leave it for this video and enjoy.
Another thing, guys, if you are not recovering, you are not going to get the benefits because you will burn your body out from both ends. So recovery is a big factor and something we put a lot of attention in the ISI. We have a recovery clinic across the way where Owen brings in people, chiropractors, etc. We also have a float tank over there. The float tank is pretty much an Epsom salt bath on steroids is the way to describe it. And you float on top of this for roughly an hour and it is you and you alone. You don't see anything, you don't hear anything, and you don't feel anything. That is complete disconnection, complete isolation. In conjunction, guys, if you'd like to know any more information on the flotation therapy, I just done a podcast with Primal Productions and they'll be releasing that just after, I believe, this episode. We went through everything possible in relation to float tanks on that.